Whilst the poller is busy collecting the data, we are going to look at the anatomy of graph. So as you see, the graphs are sorted in a certain way, and the number of graphs in a row and the size of the graph can be adjusted in the configuration. Every graph consists of x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is showing timing and y-axis is unit. And y-axis is contextual, so it's different from graph to graph, where the x-axis is actually timing, so that depends on zoom level. What we are seeing here is 1 month worth of data and it's showing the week number. At the right top corner of each graph you see there are 3 options. So first one is details of the graph itself. So if you just wanted to look at a particular graph, you can just click on there and then have a look. And the next option is export as CSV. So if you just wanted to export the data in CSV format. And the third one is very interesting one and useful one, is showing the history of this graph. So you're going to see the current graph and weekly overview, monthly overview and yearly overview. So we will have a look at that later. So the next graph I'm going to show you is a daily overview. So what you are seeing here, it's last 24 hours, and as you see the x-axis changed to hours, which is very useful, and you can have a closer look at what was happening at that point of time. And you can zoom in further to get more details. You can zoom in further and further to get accurate reading at that point of time. So if there was any issue in a certain point of time, you can zoom in and get the load average or the CPU usage at that point of time, or even number of users logged in at that point of time, etc. Next, I'm going to show you what it looks like in a zoomed in state. So the timing has now changed to every 20 minutes. So if you zoom in further, you can get more accurate reading. Finally, as promised, we're going to see graphs for historical data. So right at the top, we see the current graph, then weekly overview, monthly overview, yearly overview at last. So as you see, there were some peaks at the start, then the server has settled afterwards. So this way, we can study and understand the pattern and behavior of the server. These graphs will help us to make architectural decisions. For instance, if we are seeing the server is underperforming, we may consider downgrading the server. Same way, we can see if the server is under heavy load, we can consider upgrading the server. This is why I personally think Cacti is a very good tool. With minimum effort, we can get more insights. Now it's time to check what our test client's been up to.